Welcome everybody to this episode of Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong, along with,
Uncle Spoke.
and we have a special guest tonight, Kevin Parker. Welcome to you, Kevin.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome to you, brother. Welcome.
Yes, Kevin. Just to let you guys know, Kevin has a very powerful story that we wanted to definitely share with you guys, and I'm sure he's shared his story throughout these last 3 or 4 decades, and I think as we go along, you guys are going to truly understand strength. You know what I mean? So let me just get some house cleaning out the way. Housekeeping, house cleaning. I get it wrong every time, but this is Strong Perspective Podcast. We live every Friday at 7:30 on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Please go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe so we can build our numbers up. We're shooting for 1,000, so we can build our numbers up so we can get into the other algorithm where more people can see us. This is a podcast that is about conversation, it's about sharing, uh, sharing ideas, sharing how you feel. With that being said, welcome tonight. Jaquari, how you doing today, brother?
I'm
How
good.
was your day?
It was good, man. It was good. It was sufficiently hard or whatever,
Okay.
and carrying on into the evening, man. Looking to ease into the weekend. That's all.
Okay. Kevin, how was your day today, brother?
Hey, my day was good, man. I had to go in and deal with the kids and help them with their behavior. And they had a half a day. Did a little PD, came home and did some husband-like duties. And now I'm just sitting back relaxing with my fellas.
Okay. Well, again, welcome to the podcast. Our other host, Damon Armstrong, is a little under the weather, but he'll be back soon. So, we look forward to him coming back, and get well soon, Damon. We love you, brother. Um, let's start off this. I met Kevin. I was a sophomore at Pitt. And I believe Kevin came up for a summer basketball camp or something like along those lines. My mind is fuzzy because I'm an old man. But he was in the 11th grade. And the funny thing about Kevin is it was instant. He came up, he started talking to me. He talked to me about basketball. He talked about everything. But the one thing that I noticed about the young man was, and I'm young myself, but how engaging it was. He had confidence. Is basically what I was saying, and what I'm speaking on, where he could just come up, because I was a star there. No, but not for real. No, I'm just joking. But the fact that he could come up and openly engage in with basketball players, and he's still in high school, and I that always stuck with me. I always admired that about him. You know what I mean? So we've known each other for a very long time. Um, just to start off, give us a little bit about your early life, Kev, as far as give a shout out to your family first and foremost, and then talk about you growing up in the city of Pittsburgh.
Well, basically, man, it was just, to me, it was interesting because I always wanted a brother. But before all that, growing up in a family with two sisters, to where as though I had a mama, and then all of a sudden I just loved to have sports. Sports was my outlet.
I'm sorry, Kev. Your sisters and your mama's got names, right?
Oh yeah, my mama.
Tell the world about them, baby. This is we want to make sure you get it, and shout out the wife, children if you need to. You know what I'm saying? Talk about them.
Got all that, but I'm answering your question. To where as though how I started off with, I love my mama, Thelma. She was great. She raised three of us, and it was me, the only boy. And I have two sisters, Yvette and Shelly. And my thing is this: as a young man back in 19, when I met Keith, it was back in 1984,
85.
It was 1985, but it was probably before all that because it was before I made it to the Dapper Dan Roundball Classic. But see, the thought process of all that coming down in Pitt, and I have my two cousins, Devin and Elaine, to where though they brought me down through the towers. And I happened to see this young guy that was tall as heck. He was privately, he was to himself. And see, me personally, growing up, I ain't grow up with no brothers, man. And my thing was I reach out to when I came to my cousin them, Devin and Elaine, Debbie, she always was right there for me. And when I go over there, because it was like two different lives for me and growing up, to be honest, the truth with you. Because my mom was my discipline then. My mom raised me up right because I'm the only boy. I wish that I'd had brothers, but I never grew up to have no brothers. And my thing was this. When I go over to my aunt's house, and my cousin Devin and Lane, the one worked at Burger King next to the towers, and those guys, and I used to come across, and I ran across Keith. I seen that, I said, that's a tall guy right there. And I'm like, damn. So I go up and start talking to him. Ever since then, we clicked. Daryl Gissendanner, Keith Armstrong,
Rest in peace, Daryl.
Andre Williams, Chip Harris, all them guys. See, I always wanted a brother in my life. And growing up, I didn't have no brother. And my thing was, as I go out and I'm going around and see my cousins and them, they were girls. And see, that's something I always missed. And I look at these guys that they come in from other states and this and that. And then my feelings was I had a father and I had a cousin. I looked up to my cousin because he was an inspirational athlete, but it didn't work out in the way that it was supposed to work out. To where as though he became alcoholic and this and that. And I just said, okay, cool. So I dealt with that. But I was always looking for a brother I never had. And me personally, this is real talk. I always wanted to have a brother that can always challenge me. As far as like all these guys that I met, they always tell me they got a brother and they do this and do that and do this and do that. And then they always went on to being successful. So me, I'm sitting there, I'm growing up with two girls and then a mama and the third lady. And I was always like, wow, what is it like to have a brother? So me, I'm always this little dude. I'm growing up and I'm playing basketball and I'm sitting there saying, I always want somebody to always be a challenge to me. So then I come across this 6'10" guy. Then I meet these 6'4" guys. And my grandfather's 6'10", no athletic ability at all, just was tall. So I'm telling myself, like, wow, what is it like to have a brother? And then I got to look up to my sisters and my older sister, Yvette. She's just like, okay. And then she's like the leader of the house, and then I'm the man. And then my mom growing up and moving around state to state, not state to state, but city to city, and this and that. But I always wanted a brother. So I come to Pittsburgh, not Pittsburgh, I come to Pitt. And then I meet Keith Armstrong.
So you came to Pitt to recruit a brother?
Yes, I did. I came to Pitt. You guys, when I came there, when I was in a camp, and I'm sitting like, what is it like to have a brother? And then my father gave me this, he gave me this idea. He was a people person too, because he had businesses and stuff like that. But I mean, me personally, man, I always wanted a brother. And I say that because even though God blessed me to have two sisters, but they was never ever athletically inclined. So So it was just all up to me to sit back and say, wow. My dad played basketball at Shenley when he was young, etc., wore number 9 and all this not. But he didn't excel. He excelled in other avenues. But me personally, I always wanted a brother, man, to where I can go in the backyard, he punch me, we fight, we do this, we do that, and we always wanted a brother. So I'm not downgrading my sisters.
Gotcha.
But
you don't want to punch your sisters, so I get that.
Oh, I never would. I never would do that. But it's just the fact that in my life, as you asked me, then when I got older, I have, my father asked me one thing. He said to me in his driveway, I never forget. He said, son, out of all this I'm getting ready to give you, which one do you want to be successful in? He had a baseball, a football, a basketball, and he also had the Bible. And my grandmother had told my father, he better understand the basic instructions before leaving Earth and which one you want to choose. So I choose all of them. I wasn't successful in football as a young man. I choose basketball. Why? Because every time I got a butt whooping and I was angry, I let my frustrations out on the basketball court. But that's a whole nother segment because me, being the only boy, I always wanted a brother.
Okay. Tell us, Kev, you're a Pittsburgher, born and bred, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about growing up in Pittsburgh, because I want to move on to the later part of your life, but I want to make sure, your homeboys or homegirls know how you feel about the city.
Growing up in Pittsburgh for me, it was easy, man. It was lovable. I enjoyed Pittsburgh. Coming out of McGee Women's Hospital. Excuse me for a second. My wife is here with me. And she's like tapping me. And I gotta let y'all know. I'm sorry. She's tapping me and telling me like I'm not answering the question. I'm sorry. No, I'm really dog serious, man. My wife is sitting here.
Yeah, well, hold on. Let me tell you both. Marion, he's gonna get to the question because I'm gonna steer him to the question, but he has a lot he needs to say.
Mm-hmm.
He had to emphasize he wanted a brother growing up, so we're gonna let him get that off. Mm-hmm. But everything is cool. It's cool. Y'all relax. All right.
That's what this is for you to get on here and
that's it.
Say what's on
it.
Okay.
That's funny though. I want y'all to know we're gonna laugh a lot about this later on, but go ahead.
As my boy Kelly would say, now we got that out the way.
All right, well, look. All right, let's just change it up a little bit because, like I said earlier, you have a hell of a story to tell. And let us just, because I've known you from when you was in high school and met your mother once, met your father a couple times, right? And let's just get to it because I want to emphasize the strength that got you to the point that you are today. You were a victim of gun violence. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, or should we just move on to something else?
No, I ain't got no problem with talking about it, man.
Well, let's talk about it then, brother.
Hey, no problem, sir. I got you, baby. November 15th, 1992, I was driving downtown Pittsburgh, going into my father's establishment in Market Square, where I stopped at a stoplight at Forbes and Cherryway. And I'm sitting on the left lane. I'm in my car. I had two passengers, Tony Lynn Brackenridge and Stephanie Odom, which I was giving them a ride downtown because we had just left a function that watching the sports game of Jerome Bettis, Notre Dame against Penn State that I was invited to. And I'm sitting there at the light. A car pulls up on the right side, shot my car 19 times. I'm like, I don't know what I liked at that particular time, but I was shot 7. She was shot twice on the side. She died on the scene. I pursued. Somehow they told me my car went across Forbes Avenue and then hit a pole and it stopped. From the gunshots that happens downtown Pittsburgh, it echoed and all this and all that. And the 61A bus was behind me that witnessed the whole thing. Caught me off guard. I don't even know why this happened, what happened. And when I was apprehended into the ambulance, I sat on the curb and then the ambulance pulled up and they put me on a gurney. And the lady that came to me, she had said, "Whoa, Kevin, I don't know if she knew me. I couldn't see her, but she knew me." And she was like, "Oh my God, not you. No. Anyway, they took me to Mercy Hospital. And I laid on a gurney there and I listened to the doctors over talking. They said I got shot in my head from the right side of my temple, came out through my left eye and my right side into my chest, out through my chest, through my right elbow, my right bicep, and my right shoulder. And then they said they don't know if he's going to die or live, but they said I'm supposed to have been brain dead or paralyzed on the whole right side. I'm sitting there. I'm laying there, rather. I'm trying to figure out what the hell happened. And I'm listening to the doctors, and it is true. You do come out of your own internal self. And I'm sitting there like, what and why? What and who would do this to me? So next minute, I'm like intensive care. And I'm laying there, and the doctor come in, and I got an auntie, man, God bless her soul, she passed away. But my auntie was standing above me. She was praying for me. And this is real talk. I know y'all seen these cartoons where you see a cloud above people, but I swear, man, my grandmama died, but my grandma was my life. My grandma was in a cloud above me, and Jesus was coming to her. She took her right hand and put it up and said, no. So Jesus faded away. And when that happened, while I'm in intensive care at Mercy Hospital, doctors come in and say, "Mr. Parker, can you feel this?" Because I was supposed to be brain dead or paralyzed on the whole right side. I cannot talk, but I can mumble because my jaw was broke. I said, They said, "Wow, you can feel that?" I said, Next minute, I didn't like the breathing tube in my throat, so my left hand was good because this all happened on my right side. I took the breathing tube out, and I was like, but I couldn't really talk. And the doctor said, "This is unbelievable. How did he manage to live through this?" All I noticed next minute, I seen my family members coming in, and Keith Armstrong came in. He was with Charles Smith and Jerome Lane and Demetrius Gore. God bless his soul. And I'm sitting there laying there. I said, all I can do is, I don't know what happened to me. But then next minute, as the days goes forward, it's coming up to Thanksgiving. I'm sitting there like, wow, what happened? They did not tell me until after, because they thought I was going to go into a shock that the girl died. She died on the scene. she was married with 3 kids. And I'm sitting there like, what? How and who did this? I'm telling you, this was crazy to me. It just tore up my whole world. And as I sit there and say this to y'all, it was devastating. Because I was like, how and what did I do in Pittsburgh to just play basketball, be a good guy, help people out, get the shirt off my back, continue to play basketball, and do what I need to do and try with the Pittsburgh Steelers so I can make millions to help my family and friends. Then when I go to court, my dad said he don't want to come. I wish I would have felt like him at that time, because when I went to the court, it only took like 3 days to get justice. That really didn't matter to me, because when I go to the court, I'm looking at this dude, I'm listening to him testify. All he had to do was say he's sorry. You know what he said? Oh, I was drunk, I was high, and I ain't give a damn if it was Kevin Parker. It'd have been somebody else. I said, whoa. At that time, I was ready to get up, walk over to him, because I was angry. You all don't even know what I've been through. But that's another segment. We get to that. But let me tell you something. If this young man would have said at that time, I'm sorry for the grieving family, and to Mr. Kevin Parker, I'm sorry, because I don't even know you, I would accept it before I had to go through 3 years of hell, suicide, depression, angry, and they didn't ever apologize to me. So whatever they get, and due to the fact that I believe in the Lord, my Jesus Christ, my Savior, forgive and forget, and I moved on.
Okay. As I said, powerful story, man, because like knowing the guys and myself, me, Demetrius, Charles, and Rome, knowing you, and always you would always pop up. We always would vibe out, and you were like a little brother to us. You know what I'm saying? And when I heard that, as a matter of fact, this from a personal point of view, the day that I came to see you in the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
I'd heard about it on the news, but they didn't say your name. And I ran into Demetrius, and he told me it was you. And that's when we went straight to the hospital. You know what I mean? And when I got there, your whole room was filled with people. This is the kind of person I know that you were, because that whole room was filled with people who was there to support you and all that. And I was kind of nervous because I didn't want to intrude. But then when you heard that me and Demetrius was there, you called us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that helped me to see that you was going to be okay.
Yes, sir.
In the sense that you was going to live through it. Now, the mental part and emotional part, that's what, if you want to talk about that, can you talk about that after you were in recovery and what happened to you, what it did to your spirit? If you want to talk about that.
Hey, man, I ain't got no problem talking about that. Because
okay.
For something like that to happen to any individual for no reason, brother, fans, friends, family members, that shit was deep to me. That shit hurted me. Because I'm right there at a breaking of a break to where's going to sign a contract to play NFL football. And it was shattered. That was one phase. But the phase to know that when you go to Johns Hopkins Hospital, And they telling you, 3 specialists telling you, you blind for life, son. At 25? Oh my God. I was distraught. I was angry. Every time I was suicidal. There was nothing, no one, not one friend on this earth of Pittsburgh can talk to me. Man, I used to go check into a hotel. No one knew where I was. And if a window would have opened, I would have committed suicide. Y'all don't know the pain that I went through. I went through the most hardest thing of life for understanding that I see if I was a knucklehead growing up. I see if I was a person that was robbing and stealing. I see if I was a person that had no desire to live. Man, I would check in a hotel, sit there. Oh, of course. I would sit there and say, guess what? I don't want to be bothered with nobody because I felt I let them down. I'll say it again. I felt as though I let everybody in my circle down. And I wasn't that type of guy. I was the type of guy that had a circle that everybody achieved. And I wanted to be an achiever just like them. Man, people in the world do not know if you don't never ever deserve something that harsh and no one apologized to you, I'm sorry. And you got to deal with that. And then I got to listen to them tell me, you blind for life? L-I-F-E? Man, that took my ego, that took my manhood, that took my life, that took everything out of me. But here's the most important thing, that none of them windows was unlocked. Because you would not be talking to me today. 31 years later, as the good Lord said to me, I did this for a reason. And I said, wow, maybe you could not handle being an NFL player. Maybe you could not live and understand if I put $4.5 million in front of you, $875,000 a year. Can you deal with that and deal with come with that? Where you at right now, 25? So I said, okay, I'm listening. So now, he says, look, I want you to do me a favor. I need to choose you, and chose me. And I accepted it to go show the world that if you can take 7 bullets, you can go out here and reposition yourself and change the world and show the world how God works in people, regardless of if you are strung out on drugs, or you just don't know what you're doing, or you abuser, you a manipulator, and all this and all that. But he chose Kevin Parker to do what? Stop me from going and committing suicide, being depressed and stressed, and under the influences of all this and all that? I said, you know what? You answered me. I went to Western Psych, man. Yes, Kevin Parker went to Western Psych, going through this trial and tribulation that I went through. And I'm sitting there on the side of the bed. There ain't nobody around me but the door open. I said, what? I said, who there? You know me, I speak. Who there? Nothing I heard. I didn't hear a word. I just felt a breeze. And he said, I chose you. Man, there ain't nobody, everybody sleep. I'm sitting on the side of the bed. This is real talk, though. This is what I experienced. And I've been, Keith and I talked about this before. I've been in the dark. I'm still in the dark 365 days out of the year. But guess what? If you ain't a believer, you believe what I'm saying now. Because if he can bless me to where I'm at now, this is something that I don't even understand to a certain degree. He done changed me. He done changed me so much to where as though I used to call Keith up, angry as hell. I'd be like, what am I going to do? And I'd be attacking my friends that even did nothing to me. But now, I'm at a point in my life where as though at 31 years, just past November 15th, it passed. That made 31 years that Kevin Parker been in the dark. My religion factor, it's been there all the time. God never left me nor forsake me because he's always going to be there. But you know what he showed me? He showed me that, look, he said, look here, man, now I'm going to put you in a different position. I'm going to put you in a different place. I want you to show these babies, these kids, that if I can bless you, you can bless them. Whether they don't have no daddy, they don't have no father, they don't have no grandkids, I'm going to chose you, sir. I'm going to use the energy that I left and gave you life more abundantly. That I want you to go out there and let your light shine to these babies, to these kids, and show them that I chose you to touch them. Sorry if I got in the preaching moment, man, but I'm telling you, but I'm not a preacher. I'm a motivator.
Gotcha.
This is where I see that through all what I've been through and where I'm at today, sitting in my home office right now, talking to my peoples. This is what my stand is. And this is what my journey is going to continue to be until I journey.
Right.
While you catch your breath, brother, because that was powerful.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this. Now, Jaquari, do you have anything?
I just want to say, man, hey, look, that was a hell of a mountain God gave you, man. But you know, sometimes the climb is hard, man, and we end up in a certain position just so you know we can be strong enough to reach back. And it sounds like that's what you did, bro. So,
And you know what, man? I really enjoy that because now, as I go, like I left work today, and I was just sharing with my wife, man. I said, you know what, baby, I'm at joy and peace right now. Because that's why I asked God to give me peace and joy. Because here's the thing. One thing I've learned is that they call me Coach Parker on my job. And I coach them to behavior and make sure that they stay on behavior on a positive note, right? But I heard something. And I'm one of them type of cats, man, where I have my moments where I go on my devotion and I spend time to myself and I ask God, my wife put this in my heart. What did I do right? What did I do wrong? What can I do different? Better. So in saying that, I'm saying to you, when I have a little young boy come to me, I deal with pre-K to 5. Now, this is my 9th year in the Pittsburgh Public School. And here's my thing. Here's my motive, man. When a little young man come to me or girl, and a young man come to me talking about, yo, man, what's up, bruh? What's up, bruh? See, I want to talk to that young man because I want to coach him to success. Because the latter that I talk to him, I want him to be like, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yes, sir. I want a boy to come to me and I leave him not where he come out as a man. God's working with me to inspire me at 57 years old to encourage these babies. Because here's the deal. These babies don't have fathers. I'm a father. I'm a grandfather. I'm a man. I live by that. And even though I'm blind, but that's what I live by. And that's where I changed. And that's when I know the good Lord is blessing me as I go to Shallow Community Baptist Church right there in Homewood. I learn and I listen. Because my job and my journey now is to bless these kids. And then they gave me Coach Parker, the title, because I coach their behavior to success. Whoever don't like that, man, look, y'all can battle with me, but battle with God, because you got to believe.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, let me walk you back a little bit. Once you caught that breeze in Western Psych
Yeah,
and said and heard that you was chosen, right?
yeah.
Where did you start? If you can remember, where did you start? What was the beginning of that process?
Oh, after I did that, man, I learned that he said I chose you. I went out and started running track.
Okay, you started running track. Now, how did you begin? Who did you
I
get
went.
in contact with? The whole nine.
Oh no, no. Here's how it began, man. I went out to the Guild for the Blind in Bridgeville, and God bless her soul. I hope she's still here, Miss Eileen Bender. And I'm sitting there working out, man, because I'm a workout buff. And I just sat there and I was like, okay. She come up to me. She said, Mr. Parker. I said, yeah. She said, I see you like to still work out. We have a United States Association for Blind Athletes. What is that? You blind. Okay. I don't know nothing about it. She said, the head coach, head Kerning, want to meet you. I said, oh, really? Where's he at? I thought he was locally in Pittsburgh. She said, no, he in Colorado Springs. We have a plane ticket right here in my hand to give to you, and you can go to the airport. I said, oh, really? So I said, okay, I go tell my dad, my agent, my dad.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Dad, I got a plane ticket. I'm going to Colorado. He said, what? Who going with you? I said, me. And my cousin, Dow, drove me to the airport. I get on the other end. I'm like, what? I'm totally blind. He said, how are you? My dad got to lecture me. How you leaving here and you ain't got nobody going with, man, I got Jesus going. I ain't say that time. I said, I'm going to meet this coach. That's where I'm going. Because, see, my mindset still, I want to be on a team.
Okay.
I'm totally blind. I still want to be on a team. I meet the coach. He put me up against a fast girl. And I'm like, okay, what about this girl? I don't even know what I'm doing in Colorado Springs. I don't know nothing about the track. He says, you going to run? I said, yeah. Because in Pittsburgh, I ran a straight line down the Bloomfield Bridge at that track field, the football field. I said, yeah, I still got it in me. Man, I took off, boom. Couldn't breathe because the air down there is thin.
Mhm.
So this girl looking at me, she said, you beat me. I said, oh, good. That's all I want to do. Couldn't breathe. It's a girl, you know what I'm saying? No offense to women, but I said, okay. So the coach, he said, Coach Kearney, he said, Parker. I said, yes, sir. He said, get some water. Because when you go to Colorado Springs, you got to drink water if you run because you got to get used to the air because it's really thin. And then he said, you made my team. I said, really? Because they wanted me to be a shot putter,
Okay.
discus thrower. And he said, well, you got some speed, tall as you is. And I said, yeah. That's when I came. And I said, well, the freight train runs fast, don't it? He said, yes, it is. That's your nickname.
Okay.
Great trade.
Freight train.
Freight train Parker. I
Mhm.
said, thank you. I appreciate that. So I met the team and I'm looking at it. Now, here's what comes with that. These are blind athletes. I'm a B1, which is totally blind. You have B2, which is partially blind. B3 is people that's losing their vision from a disease that still wants to be an elite athlete. So that's what United States Association for Blind Athletes is. Me, I was like, cool. Flew back to Pittsburgh. He said you gotta get a sponsor, and then you gotta get some coaches because it's an individual sport. Man, I came back home to Pittsburgh and I looked at one guy named Mike Turner, and I said, Mike, I made the team. He said, well, now we got to build a committee for you. What does that entail? I said, we got to find a sponsor, etc. Fila picked me up, 9-year career. Roger Kingdom, you know Roger.
Yes.
Roger was a 6-time hurdler. He came aboard and he started training me. And I ain't never ran that much in my life at Pitt University. I never went to Pitt in my life, but just played basketball with you guys. They gave me the facility to run and train there. And Coach Lewis, the track coach, and Lee McCray.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I ain't never ran that much in my life. So that's how all that generated, man.
Wow.
Okay. Okay. So talk about your accolades after you got your foundation as an athlete. You know, is there any medals that you won? Is there anything that you accomplished?
Oh man, Keith. There was 38 races a year. Now I started, I get what you. It started, I lost my vision in 92, November 15, 1992. And I started back in the career of running track in 93. I could not go to the 94 Olympics. So the next Olympics were 96. So I had to train. It was 38 races a year, and I had to build up points to
Okay.
lead 6 Olympics. So I was like, okay, so I'm running. And then they have sanctions where events take place all around the United States. I was unable to qualify for any of the World Games out of the state because I just started. And after 93, I had to run and build up points in 94. Then I had a major injury. What was that OJ trial? 94 or 95?
Hmm.
What was
95.
who?
OJ was 95.
Okay, now I had an injury on my knee. My left knee was a severe injury that put me out for 8 months, but I came back in 6 months in 95. So that was my soap opera. But I had to train, but I was building up points. And, you know, our hub is in Colorado Springs. That is where that's our hub in Colorado Springs and then San Diego. So in 1995, I had to sit back and I had to take off for, they said over 8 months, but I came back at 6, thanks to God bless Freddie Fu. So,
Ready fool.
yeah, yes, sir. So Freddie Fu did all my 9 knee surgeries and he did that major one. And then I just started focusing and got my training regimen back together. And so that was in 95. And they told me, well, Kev, you coming back early and you had to build up points. And then I built up points to go to the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta. And boy, what that a journey.
So how like psychologically strenuous was the rehab for your knee, being as though as you just got done rehabbing, for the gunshots and everything. Relatively, it was relatively a close period of time, wasn't it?
Well, from 1992 to 95, yes, sir. But see, my mental capacity was where as though I wasn't letting nothing stop me. After I came out of Western Psych, and then I felt as though and repositioned myself by TD Jakes, he had told me, son, just reposition yourself. And I said, that's what I'm going to do. And
I
then
love the way you name drop, brother. See that brings a lot of that brings a lot of pride for me, brother. Go, keep going. I'm sorry to interrupt.
no problem. But that's how I repositioned myself because that's when I started leaning more to my faith. Because then that's when I started telling myself, and I had scriptures too, that sometime I wear T-shirts and I say, God is my light, my salvation, whom shall I fear? Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. To where though that starts selling in me. And I started meeting different celebrities. I met Mike Tyson, Deion Sanders, and all them guys. But see, my thing is this. This is me. And I start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm sitting there saying, after I had that encounter with Western Psych, I said, look, all I got to do is reposition myself. And then I got to do this. And I had to dig deep down into my soul and say, guess what, Kev? This is your future. And accept the fact for the rest of my life, as I'm sitting there talking to you, I'm totally blind. But see, I'm not blind. I just can't see what's in front of me. And see, I have a high spirit to where it's though, like I said, my faith. God is my light, my salvation. Whom shall I fear? I have no fear. I fear no man but God. So therefore, I had to put my left foot forward and let my right foot follow.
Okay. Okay. How long did your career last? And after you answer that, talk about, because your wife Marion sent me a lot of different articles and different awards that you received. I'm thinking that some of these things came after also, because you're a community person now. You know what I mean? You are a part of the Pittsburgh, hell, you're part of the national community now. You know what I'm saying? So how long did your career last?
Well, the career lasts for 9 years. But in the midst of all that, like I went to the 96 Olympics, and then I went to the 1998 World Championship in Madrid. But in 1997, after I came back from the 96 Olympics in Atlanta, I was like, wow, I never in my life thought I was a man of the year. I got the Man of the Year award through the NAACP. I'm sitting there like, only coaches get that award, not KP.
Gotcha.
Then after that, it's just, and then I got a confirmation from who the president at that time. What was his name? What's that president's name?
Bill
Clinton. Bill Clinton. Bill
Oh.
Clinton. I got a proclamation from Bill Clinton, and then that was in 97. And then I went to I got the Jackie Robinson Breaking the Barrier Award at Three River Stadium by Kevin McClatchy, and I got a proclamation of Breaking the Barrier Award from Kevin McClatchy from the Pittsburgh Pirates and Willie Stargell, God bless his soul. He was my escort, and they played against the Houston Astros. And it was sold out, man, and that was the most beautiful moment in my life right there. That's one of them. And I got that, and after that, man, awards just started coming. I ain't Italian, so I got the Italian Hall of Fame. How you gonna put me in Italian Hall of Fame? They called me up, and it was Bill, dude played for Pitt. You know my man, Sears and South. What's his name? Sal Sincere.
Sal Sincere, yeah.
Remember
Okay.
him? Linebacker.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Know him well? Yeah, I remember him. Yes, sir.
And he came up to me, hugged me. He was like, Kevin, I remember you as a kid. I know you too. So
yeah, we was I was stumping the yard around the same time. I know exactly who you're talking about.
And he just broke out emotional and all this. I said, okay, I ain't cried no more, man. I'm done with crying. And I'm like, y'all giving me the Italian Hall of Fame award? And I got that piece downstairs. I don't know if my wife showed that to you, but it's like a Grammy. It's like a Grammy. It's like a Grammy, dog. So I said, all right, cool. I accept. And I went and I did that. And that was emotional to me too, because I never knew the Italians loved me neither.
So in '96 in Atlanta, you was down there in Olympic Park when all that thing happened down there, huh?
That new facility, man. And then I met Deion Sanders down there because I was doing a little trial run, and he said, "Who is that big dude running?" And I met Jackie Jonah Kersey, and of course Roger was down there, Lee McCray was down there, and all them guys.
So just to line it up a little bit, you guys were down there at the same time, or was it staggered, different date?
Nope.
When the other Olympians, you were down there with like the '96 basketball team and all those guys.
No, sir. Track and field.
Okay.
No, that was staggered. But we were in the summer, and Roger was there, all the track and field.
Okay, because see, what I was trying to figure out, and I think Jaquari was trying to allude to when the bomb was set off down there.
Yeah.
Were you down there for that?
Yep, in the stadium.
Wow.
We was all that. don't really, because I'm totally blind, but we had to leave and we left.
Yeah.
So all that, we had to go back to our Hyatt hotel. We lived downtown. Whereas though I ain't never knew what they was talking about, the underground and all that, fellas.
Yeah.
But I walked through it and I couldn't even see it. Ain't that a bit?
I get it.
I'm just keeping it real with you. Now, forward. Now here's the thing, man. After all them awards that I got in '97, now here's the big kicker, man. The World Championship. Now I done made a lot of points because after the '96 Olympics, that added points, right? And then after the '97 season, remember it's 38 races a year, right? Now, FILA look at me, they said, you get ready to leave out the country. I said, yeah, and? Now my team, the coach come to me and said, Parker, we need to talk. I'm like, how we gonna talk? I'm in Pittsburgh, you're in Colorado, and we got to meet in Washington. So I said, let's hold that off. So now, I done made points to leave out the country, fellas. Ooh, my Lord.
Okay.
This experience going to Spain, we had a meeting in Colorado. I guess I wasn't paying attention. They give you an envelope and all this and all that. You get cleared and you get the notice that you leaving out the country. There's 99 of us, right? Women and men.
Mm-hmm.
B2s, B3s. Your boy, Kevin Parker's like, I'm going where? You're going out of the country to Madrid, Spain. I'm like, oh my God. Boy, I got a praying auntie, right? I was talking to auntie. Auntie, God bless her soul, she passed away. I called my auntie. I said, Auntie, I'm a candidate that I leave out of the country to represent the World Championship for a blind association. She said, what? You going where? She don't even know where it's at. I said, Madrid. She don't know where it's at. I said, just pray for me. All right. So next minute, man, I leave Pittsburgh. My dad look at me, he's like, really? You going out the country? Now, mind you, I don't really have a support cast here in Pittsburgh to support me like, all right, like, you know, how people get, you know, you famous and they get a rally up and your family get with you, they pray with you and all that. I had one person pray for me. That's another old story in my book, chapter in my book, but I'm going to keep moving forward. Man, I go on a plane from Pittsburgh to Washington. I go there, I got $1,000, right? I don't understand what's fitting to take place. We go through customs. They take $500 of my dollars. I'm looking at them like, what? Wait a minute, I got $1,000. You know, I got my passport and all that's legit. I don't understand about customs, man. Y'all don't understand. I've never been out the country. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we aboard this plane.
Whoa! You bro, why they take the $500? I'm trying to figure that one out.
Did it cost $500 to get it to Spain at that time?
I got $1,000 in my pocket.
Okay.
Mister, you only can take $500 through this custom.
Oh.
In Madrid, Spain.
Got you.
I said, I don't understand all that. See, mind you, Kevin Parker never been out the country.
Yeah. So
anyway, make it long story short, I get on this plane. So the coaches come around me. They don't go by nobody else. Hey, Parker, we need to talk to you. All right, I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, what's up? I'm sitting there like, what's up? I'm hyped now. I'm trained for this. I'm like, Red, what's up? They said, this is your first time leaving out the country. How you feel? I said, I'm fine. You sure? I'm fine. You ain't gonna miss your family. They give me all this bull crap. I said, man, you do this to every athlete on here? They said, no. I said, well, let me ask you a question. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I said, well, let me have a Coors Light. You know what this little lady told me? We only serve orange juice. I said, man, we're gonna have a problem.
You said Coors will okay.
I did. I said, okay, cool. So now I sit there and my guy brother, he said, hey Kev, calm down, man. He said, there's 3 screens up there, right? I said, man, you think I can see that? He said, black. So here's what the coaches tell me. We're going to give you 3 pillows and a blanket. I'm like, all right, cool. So now this big, gigantic plane only got 99 people on it, right? I did the wrong thing. I fell asleep. Man, do you not know this is a 16-hour flight?
Oh, okay.
So I fall asleep. I ain't paying nobody no attention. I get up, go to the bathroom, come back. I don't know nothing. I'm in the air. I don't know I'm in the air. I'm sleepy. Man, I land and they say freight train. I'm like, what? They say it's time to get up. Now we got bus A, B, and C. I'm on bus B. I walk down 3 steps off of this plane. It's sunny as hell. That lady says, welcome to Madrid. I said, yeah, all right. I get on the bus, man. My head is back on the seat. Man, I'm like jet lagged like a champ. Shouldn't have went to sleep. Anyway, they call bus B. Parker. What? They give you a packet. I forgot what the damn packet is. What's in the packet? It's your electricity. Spain got a different electricity.
Yeah.
So what did my dumb behind do? Because then they hit me with this. After I go to the front desk, you Parker? Yeah, I'm Parker. I'm all foggy. I can't even walk. I get to my room. I'm sitting there. They say, here come my coach. Parker, you got to do a speaking engagement. What? Where? To the elementary school. Because I was the spokesperson on that team.
Okay.
I'm like, man, you should have told me this when I was in Pittsburgh, in Washington, rather. So next minute, I get there. I had to take a quick shower. I'm all foggy out. I'm jet lagged. Now I got to listen to an interpreter. I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, man. He's talking about, wait a minute. Man. Nothing about Spanish.
Is that what he said?
I swear to God, I'm looking at him. He's talking about, we got to go to elementary school. And he's saying in his language, right? But then he tell me in my language, I got to go where? He said, you only got 15 minutes. Okay, so I take a quick shot, put on my Fila gear because I was sponsored by Fila, right?
Okay.
Man, I'm tired as heck. I go there, so I'm sitting there. Now I got all these kids talking Spanish. And every time I say something, I say, good evening. And he look at me, they say, good evening. I said, and now I'm going to be honest with y'all. I said, oh, hell. I wasn't even called for this. They didn't tell me this in the United States. Now, when I get to Spain, I'm going to have an interpreter and I got to talk to kids. Dude, you could have gave me a day to rest. Anyway, we knocked. So when it's all done, when they brought me that paycheck, right? They had pesetos. What the hell is pesetos? That's their money.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there like, all right, cool. So I get back to the hotel. I said, Coach Kernan, come here. Come here, man. Why you set me up for this? He said, but you wait till you see this paycheck. I don't care about that. I don't even know. I left $500. I'm like, all right, cool.
You still worried about that 5. I know.
So then all that. On a positive note, then he gonna tell me tomorrow, y'all gotta walk up to this post office, blah, 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 blah. And you gonna go in sections. Man, forget all this section shit. Now it's day 2. So next, I'm like, all right, cool. So now we walk up there, we walk out. Oh, I'm still tired, man. I'm jet lagged like a mother. So we go to the post office. The lady tell me, Mr. Parker, this thing you got. Now, what? What you hit me with?
Tell me about your events.
Man, look, I ain't got to the events yet.
Look. We was waiting. I was trying to be patient. I was getting ready to ask you, did you in? What's going on?
Okay, anyway, y'all. Anyway, okay, my wife hit me out, man. This woman ain't kind of set with me no damn more. Anyway, I'm telling my experience. As a blind man. So I go to the post office. This man gonna tell me, how much you find? Give me these coins. They call for safe. Anyway, so I'm like, cool. We walk out of the post office. So now I'm walking down the street. I'm hungry. So I'm like, what's around here? So next minute, they tell me McDonald's. So I go to McDonald's. So now here's the thing. So I go to McDonald's, y'all, and I'm telling y'all, man, this shit was crazy as hell. I'm telling you. I go in there, this man gonna tell me I ordered a Diet Coke, fries, and a burger. So I'm sitting there like, all right, cool. This man tell me 1,250 potatoes. What? 1,250 potatoes? Dude, I ain't never went and the whole team is behind me and people in there, they looking at me like, Mister, and the manager come out, whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell you, whoa, whoa, whoa. This lady said 1,250 potatoes. I ain't never went to McDonald's and spent 1,200 potatoes in my life. They like, no, and I'm big as heck than all the people, right? They like, man, I said, let me tell you something. What did it mean in your language? Because I know in English it means, what you saying? You said $1,250? No. To the dude tapping me. He said, little dude, he said, he cracking up too. I said, I don't see nothing funny. He said, no, it's $2.50.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, what? Man, give me the next question.
Hey, Kev.
No, man.
I'm gonna tell you the funny thing. When when we always like, yo, we gonna get to the race. You say, I'm gonna finish this story, and you turned that. You went 3 times as fast, and I went down the tree, and I'm gonna finish this damn story. Shit.
Hey, you know what, Kevin? I've been wanting to ask you, man. You know, being the situation and how you lost your sight and everything. You know, up to 25, you know, I imagine you have perfect vision or whatever, and then having it taken away. You know, not through like a disease or anything like that. How different is your memory, man? How do you memorize? How did you memorize those events? Because me, man, I rely so much on my vision, man. You know, especially remembering and learning and retaining things, man. I don't have any idea how I would have functioned. So how do you remember those special moments? You know, if you can't see them like that.
Well, basically, one thing about me, man, I remember everything, and that's a gift that I have. To where as though I could tell Keith right now, back in 1986, no, 7, when he was sitting on the wall in Pitt, across the street from the original, him, Demeach, and Charles. And I just have a great memory of, see, like I said, when I do something that will stick in my heart and my memory, I just have it. Because this particular day was interesting. And Keith gonna laugh about it, but he gonna say, damn, he do remember that. It was nighttime and I pulled up in my red Plymouth. I parked it across the street. And we were sitting on the wall. I go over there, what's up, man? And Demetri was talking about Detroit. And then Keith chimed in, Detroit is this, Detroit is that. I said, well, you know what? I live in Pittsburgh. Never been to Detroit. I said, right now I got a full tank of gas. Tell me what Detroit is like. See, but my memory, man, I always remember my life because my life was important to me. And it brings back a lot of things that I've done positive that I wish there was a lot of things that I could have done better. And I wish that there was things that I could have done different. And it's just embedded in me, man. I have an elephant memory.
Did you ever pick up Braille?
I did to graduate, and I left it alone
Oh, okay.
because that's too many dots when I'm used to writing letters.
Mm-hmm.
And you pick up a Braille book right now and close your eyes and try to figure out all them dots. You'd be like, this is crazy. On the real, I'm being real. But yeah, I picked up Braille to graduate, but that's not because I came from sighted to blind.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not really important to me because I still can function. And I thank God that I can function to where I can talk to you like I'm sighted.
Okay. Well, so after, all right, real quick, how did you do in Spain, race wise?
Well, I did good. I did the 100, the 200, and I threw the shot put, and I only walked away with a gold medal in the 100.
That's what's up.
That was it.
That's what's up. Proud of that. So after life after your Olympic career, what exactly? What was the next step after you were done with racing and all of that?
Well, when I was done with all that, I happened to be at Bally's, and I happened to meet this beautiful wife of mine. I met
Well,
her.
let's talk about that.
I know, because that's what happened. Because I was going through a divorce, and I was retired, and then I just told myself, I said, you know what, God, you got to send me someone for me. And then I had sat back for a minute because I was lonely, and I said, God, and I talked to God, and I said, all right, the traveling is done, and the limelight is over. What you want me to do now? So, therefore, when I did that, I happened to come in the Valleys in the steam room, and I met this young lady sitting on the left side where I sit all the time. That's my seat, not hers, mine. Yeah, she had to be sitting there.
Gotcha.
So I said, excuse me, ma'am. Someone's sitting there. She said, I am. I said, excuse me, can I sit there? Then that's me, the butterfly conversator person that I am. Can't even see her. I sat there and said, ma'am, I always sit here when I get done working out. So now I'm going through something. She going through something. So anyway, I said, okay. So then my charm come in. I said, ma'am, how long you been sitting in here? And then she said, not too long, but I said, I only sit here for a little bit. And then I go jump in the water, the cold water, the pool, which is right outside the door. So I said, ma'am, would you like to jump me? Next minute, here's my flirtation come in. So I said, just kind of join with me, right? I don't know what she's going through. She don't know what I'm going through. But anyway, I said, ma'am, you can be my mermaid and I can be your shark.
Okay.
So after that, that led to right now, I'm 18 years deep.
Oh, so you're saying that worked then?
I wasn't trying to flirt, but it worked. And it wasn't me doing it. It was God doing it.
No doubt. No doubt.
But see, when you know what I notice about that, and I think about that sometimes, and I'm thinking about it more now that where we are in our life, it's deep. Because when you take two people that don't know each other and you take them, and next minute, the wife can say, you have a gift to deal with kids. Because now, here's how that happened. We go to Kennywood. There's this lady with this dude. Excuse me. There's this lady with her child. He blind. He wilding out. So my wife looked at me. She said, ma'am, I just looked at the child. I said, what's the child's name? Next minute, boom. I start engaging with the child. My wife looking at me like, what? The mama looking at what? Calmed him down. He was rowdy, man. He was rowdy. Ah, yeah. I said, man, come on, let's ride. I ain't got no fear. You know what I mean? And I'm retired. I ain't got no fear. Only person I fear is God. So I'm engaging with this child. Child's fine. The woman is looking at me like, how the hell? I know she wants to say it in the back of how the hell this dude can come to my child and now he come. That's just my gift from God with children. So I come home. My wife says, would you like to be a paraprofessional for the school district? She a Pittsburgh Public School guard, officer. And I'm sitting there like, what are you talking about? Man, I filled out that application. I got hired right on the spot. They stuck me. They stuck me with some autistic support people. What? Why I gotta be careful? That's what they did. I'm missing it.
Yeah, hey, hey, Jaquari, tell Kevin, for all the working folks, give Kevin our disclaimer.
Yeah. Well, Kevin, some of us have to work Monday, so the things we say here can definitely affect us.
In other words, tread lightly because you got to go to work on Monday.
Oh, well, guess what?
Mm.
Well, anyway,
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate it. Go ahead.
I got hired with the Pittsburgh Public School System, and with I dealt with different people, like different people. So, and different grades, and I dealt with high school, pre-K through 5, and that's how it became. And what I did after, excuse me. Yo.
Hey guys, how you doing?
We're good. We're good.
How you guys doing?
Hello.
So, let me tell that story because he left some parts out.
Okay.
We were at Kennywood.
I'm sorry.
We were at Wood on a date, my husband and I, and there was a lady, like he had said, and her son was having a really hard time. I'm the police officer with the school district, and I actually took Keith's position. When Keith retired and left, it actually opened up a spot for me. I had just graduated from the police academy when he retired, so the chief put me in that spot. Now, Kevin and I are dating. Let's fast forward some time, and we are out at the Kennywood. The young man was inconsolable. Mom couldn't handle him at all. My husband responded so extraordinarily well to this young man in a very bad state, without me being too specific, that the lady let us take her child. I showed her my badge because I didn't want her to think that there was any problem. I'm since retired, but I says, listen, I am a police officer. My husband is a retired athlete. He calmed him down, and he did it in such a unique way. I noticed you all were asking questions how Kev does these things, and I think it's just gifts from God. The memory is phenomenal. He'll take us places that I've never been, and he can take me turn for turn. He has an ability to interact with people when they're going through something, and I think that's because he had dealt with such a unbelievable traumatic situation with the shooting, that with the bullet going through his head, that he shines when he's helping somebody else.
I can believe that. I can believe that.
Without a doubt. So, and I'm telling you, Keith, at that moment, I said, you need to work with the district. We need more men, number one, more Black men, number two, in the district that have the ability, because of their life experience, to show empathy, to show sympathy. They've been through ups and downs and know how to calm and deal with all age, the whole spectrum. So he's been successful at that so succinctly, that, and in each level, he's been in elementary level, middle school, Westinghouse for several years, and has gotten accolades through the district, and has gotten interviews because of his unique ability from being an athlete, like some of you men are, the professional world, traveling throughout the world as a totally blind person. And Keith, he does stuff on his own.
He does. He does.
He doesn't have a barrage of people with him and things like that. And then when he and I get together, then he's all man. So it's cutting grass, cutting trees, everything around the house, we do together. So he is phenomenal, and he is back in now. And here we go. I'm gonna move on.
Hey, Marion,
Miss Parker, Miss Parker.
Before you go, this is my brother Jaquari. This is Mrs. Marion Parker right here.
Very nice
Good to meet you.
all. Absolutely. Come on.
I want you to introduce yourself and everything because I know you got a story to tell also.
Thank you.
It was good meeting you.
All right, fellas, I'm back.
Welcome back, sir.
That was my other half. That was my teammate.
Okay. All right. Well, let's change it up a little bit. Let's change it up just a little bit because Kevin just so happened to be a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Most people in Pittsburgh are Pittsburgh Steelers fans and Pirates fans and Pitt fans and Penguin fans. They support their teams. I like that because coming from where we come from, Jaquari, we support everybody, don't we?
Absolutely.
That's what it is.
Even the Shock when they was there.
Kevin, talk about that, man. Talk about being a Steelers fan. We'll bring it on home with that. Talk about being a Steelers fan and what your expectation of them this year you have for them.
Well, my expectation of them is to, first of all, get over the hump of Philly to where as though they've been a great organization to me when I tried out with them back in 1990. To where as though they never forgot me, they never forgive me, and they forgive me of what happened, but they've always been in my corner and they've always been supportive to me. Like the gear I got on now, it's come from them, like the shirt, the hat, and all that, and I appreciate that. But now Coach Tomlin, I met him in training camp, and I didn't know I was older than him. That makes me feel like an old man. And God bless my buddy that orchestrated all that for me going up to Tunchuk, and he passed away. And I mean, it was just so lovely to see all that, and then to look at the big-headed Cam Hayward. And him and his dad and I were good friends. Ironhead Hayward, we were great friends, and to see this young man grow up to where he's at now and this run, I hope that they make this run for him, so that as you look at this, Keith, that you can understand what I'm going to say. It's interesting that this run that they're on right now to get to the Super Bowl. This is just my scenario to see Cam Hayward. His father got drafted to the New Orleans Saints out of Pitt. Him winning that Super Bowl in New Orleans and that run, and they get that, and he win that there. That's going to be my theory, emotional roller coaster for Cam Hayward.
As long as Detroit is not there, Cam.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear, brother.
Hold on. It beat Detroit and Steelers. But here's the thing.
Oh, go ahead.
That's just my opinion. It's going to be Detroit, and that's what me and you got a battle about that. But far as Pittsburgh, man, they've been great to me. The Steelers even been great to me too, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate how Coach Cowher had done what he done. He got a poster of me and put it in the locker room, and said, "This man can strive hard and drive hard for what he's been through, and overcome his obstacles. You guys can do it too." So I said, I thank him for that. And Mike Tomlin, Coach Tomlin, he's a great guy because we go to Man Up Conference every year. And he's a great inspiration. And I hope them to get to the Super Bowl.
Okay. Let me just do this, Jaquari, and I'll give you the opportunity. Talk about tonight. What you learned about Kevin and what you got from it. Is there anything?
Yeah, I ain't know he's gonna be tested, but no. Hey man, look, it
No, there's a hell of a story, man. I
Yeah,
always ask you about stuff like that. So.
yeah. I mean,
Fine.
just taking it in, man. I mean, you know, the concept of no excuses, man. I mean, it's just it just flies out the window. It really does, man. It truly is an inspirational story, man. And I'm glad to have been here to witness it. And I noticed all the likes he was getting. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, people are definitely vested in your journey, man. You know, and I pray that it lasts a long time. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yeah, me personally, like I said, I've known you since you've been in the 11th grade, and always the part of your personality that stuck out is still here, where you are a people person. It's what it is, and to know what you went through, um, always rooted for you to succeed. You know what I'm saying? That that was a powerful thing for one man to go through. But the one thing I admire the most about you is you show that you're flawed. You got great strength and all this, but you also show your anger. You know what I'm saying? You don't sit there as a martyr. You like, look, I'm gonna deal with this because I have the strength to, and God told me I had the strength to,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what I'm gonna do. You know, um, your athletic career is one thing, but combined with your personality is what makes you Kevin Parker. You see what I'm
Correct.
saying?
Yeah.
Not your achievements, but see, we had to get you through, and you notice I let you talk because I told you prior to this you got a story to tell, and I'm sure you told it in bits and pieces. But I hope this is the first time that you got to sit down and really put it all the way through. You see what I'm saying? Because, like I said, it is a great thing when somebody wants to talk, they're able to talk. You see what I'm saying? So
Thank you.
I definitely knew that this would be a great episode for you, for us, and for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me and you talk a lot, and like I'm telling you, man, I thank you for having me on this platform. And it's just, how do I say it? Because it's what I feel. It's deep. It's deeper than I think it is. And it's a story to tell because you gave me the platform to be able to say what I want to say. And it's like you said, half of it, but it can get deeper. Because all I can look at is like, it's an interesting journey, but I still got to stay motivated, positively, and spiritually about it. And I hope I can motivate kids. And my drive is to continue to coach these kids to success.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, well, that is a good place to stop. So, this is Strong Perspective Podcast. We're on every Friday at 7:30 on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and Instagram Live. Check us out. We promote conversations. We bring on dynamic and interesting people who talk about great things. Tonight was a great example of that.
Absolutely.
Any last words? We stay on too, Kevin. Once we get offline, any last words before we go off, gentlemen?
Y'all be blessed and have a blessed weekend.
Mr. Parker, I'm truly humbled, man, and I appreciate having met you. And as as it is tradition on our show, man, once you have appeared the first time, you are automatically recurring. So anytime you want to come on and chop it up, man, you got an event going on, you want to come on and speak about it, please reach out to Keith, and we'll get you on, man, and it'll be like you at home, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I love you, man. Thank you.
Love you too, brother.
Love you, bro. I want to thank Eric Harris. Love your homeboy. Kirk D, thank you on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. And as always, this is a Strong Perspective podcast. Go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. The Strong Perspective podcast. Good night and be safe.
Peace.